All right, we're going to get into the Pickering numbers today. So a year ago, March 21 in Pickering, we had 354 new listings come to market, 245 sales, and then we had 121 active listings. Active listings essentially are what didn't sell and that carry over into the next month. February, we had 200 new listings come to market, 152 sales through the month, and then we had 68 active listings, which would have carried over into March 21. And pretty big upswing in the amount of listings that came to market. In March 22, we had 278, 164 sales, and then 117 active listings. So your sales stayed about the same. Quite a bit more inventory came to market, but also we climbed about double in the amount of active listings. So when you're looking at months of inventory, you're going to find that in the numbers below, that's going to go up. If we're looking at the money, $1,029,000 was the average sale price across all home types in Pickering a year ago. $1,283,000 in February 22, and just like the rest of the GTA, we've seen a decline in March in the average sale price. We're trending currently in Pickering at $1,233,000. The SNLR, also known as the absorption rate, stands for sales to new listings ratio. And it tells us out of the homes coming on the market each month, what is the percentage of them that are selling. So this is how we actually determine whether it's a buyer's market, whether it's a seller's market. So typically when we're over 60%, we would consider that to be a seller's market. Between 50 and 60% would be what we would call a balanced market. There's enough supply to meet the demand. And then under 50% would be indicative of a buyer's market, which would indicate that there is more supply than there is demand. So a year ago, 69.2% of the homes that came on the market sold. 76% of the homes that came on the market sold in February, currently trending at 59. So we are seeing a bit of a decline there. And correspondingly, we'll see it change through the months of inventory. So months of inventory tells us that if no other homes came on the market after today at the current rate of buying or the current rate of consumption, how long would it take to completely deplete the inventory? 0.5 a year ago, 0.4 in February, currently trending at 0.7. So remember what I said, we're seeing a decline in the absorption rate, right? So that's the market starting to cool a little bit, but we're also seeing an increase in the amount of inventory. So for buyers, this is definitely what you want to be paying attention to. Now, I've seen all these stats because I do these charts every day, and I can certainly see that, and this is what I've been saying for the last year and a half, is in the outerlying markets, the Innisfils, the Barries, the Pickering, Ajax, Whitby, Oshawa, Bowmanville, Clarington, we're seeing more growth in those areas than what we are in the core and what we are in York Region and Toronto, because there is still that push out of the city. So there's still a lot of competition going on. The absorption rate and the months of inventory are different. They're more aggressive in Durham region than what they are in York region. So just food for thought. Sale price to list price ratio. Homes selling 110.2% of ask a year ago in Pickering, 124.8 in February, currently trending at 121.7. Now, I've said this in other videos, maybe not in a couple months, but when we start seeing ridiculous sales or sale price to list price ratio numbers in the 120s, it's not that homes are selling, it's not that, I have people tell me all the time, they go, oh my gosh, my neighbor's house, it went 300,000 over asking. It didn't actually go $300,000 over asking. What happened was they underpriced it by $300,000, and so of course the market was just pulling it back up to the price that it should have sold for. So when you start seeing numbers in these 120s, like I would personally say anything above 110, that is when you're getting into a market where there's the drastic intentional underpricing of homes. So these are really just ridiculous, overstated numbers. But when you start seeing the numbers and they're like 103% of ask, 104, 105, you could extrapolate from that those houses are being priced correctly to the market. They're just in a competitive market. Days on market to get a home sold 8 a year ago, 10 in February, currently trending at 7. So again, seeing that aggressiveness in the Pickering market, we're seeing a decrease, right? But we're seeing an increase in the months of inventory. But with the days on market counter going down, we're still seeing that it's aggressive. So we're still seeing that drastic over asking number. So which means homes are selling very, very quick, probably not waiting until the offer date to sell. If you have any questions at all about the information here, or you're thinking about making a change in 22, feel free to reach out to me.